Ooh. We're overflowing. Okay, I believe I'm ready. This is Suki! This is our kitten. Always has her tongue out. I'm not a fan of these curls today. They feel very Southern Belle, and that's not me. Okay. Let's do this. This was really weird because like I have filmed this so many damn times. So hey guys, well, many really difficult times. Let's go in now. But each time it just hasn't felt right. It's been scrapped, or I just didn't say everything I needed to say. And the whole point of this video is because I've been gone for a long time. And I owe my subscribers and my little family an explanation, because while I was away, some of you guys reached out to me to ask how I was, when I'm coming back, and when the videos are coming back. You were so sweet for that, because when you guys get in touch with me, I know I'm doing something right. It just was amazing to have a little support group and a family. I've always said I want to keep this channel as honest as I can. This is our safe place. This is where you come to escape, I come to escape. There has just been a massive time gap on this channel. The last video you saw me was this one. However, that video is now private because I felt like it didn't need to be on the channel anymore. And so technically the last video you'll see is this one, which is about a year ago now, which is insane. But I just had a massive burnout, you know, so many things happened. I burnt out, stress, made myself ill, and I just had to push YouTube and everything to the side for a while to focus on other areas of my life. And I felt like I needed to do that, so then when the time's right and I really want to return to YouTube, I am going to be fully in it. I'm back. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I've moved so many mountains the last year. I have had so many high highs and such low lows, but it's taught me a lot. it's taught me so much about myself, about other people, the kind of people I want in my life, so on and so forth, you know. So let's go back to the last time you saw me. I was on holiday. I was living my best life. I literally just got over being sick 3 times over the winter, and me and my friend decided to say screw it, we only live once, let's book a £99 mystery holiday. Might sound crazy and like a bad idea, but it was so much fun. I loved it so much, and it just ignited that flame in my like soul for traveling and seeing the world and all different things. So that is just the start of my traveling series, let me tell you. And then I traveled solo for a week or 2. I went down to London by myself and I saw one of my all-time favorite artists, Madison Beer. That concert was my first ever concert. I know, crazy, it couldn't have been a better experience. I met some lovely people, honestly the best experience I could have asked for. I got so close to the stage thanks to some of the girls I met. I loved experiencing traveling alone. Like, as a female, as a young female, it's scary, but at the same time you can't let the fears stop you, because you'll never live the life you want. So I faced a lot of fears by doing things on my own. It was just amazing. I stayed in a hotel for the night by myself, just like had a takeaway and relaxed, and it was so nice. And then I spent the next week, I went down to my hometown, Southend in Essex, and spent a lot of time with family, which I really enjoyed. And then when I came back, a job interview for a very, very cool job, and I got it. I got the job working in education. That was really exciting. I spent the whole summer kind of getting ready and things like that. And also in the summer I joined a 12-week course called the Princess Trust, which it was such a weird experience. I met my boyfriend on there.
Hi.
I think he's got a mannequin arm. It's a real person, I promise. I promise, it's a real person. It's a real person, see? There's a pulse, I think. Is there a pulse? I can't feel the pulse. It was a fun summer, but it also had a lot of like highs and lows. We had a really fun camping trip, which we all enjoyed, and met some really cool people. Met some not so very nice people, but we will not talk about that. I met my boyfriend on there. It was my first relationship. I've always said to myself, I want to fully love myself before I can put that love into someone else, because I think that's just very important, is to fully love and understand yourself to then give that energy and attention to another person. Growing up, like all throughout high school and college, I didn't have a boyfriend. Watching Disney Channel. Maybe a few like talking stages, but that was it. And it's because I just knew I wanted to work on myself, for myself, you know. I knew the right person would come into my life at the right time, and I even tried dating apps, which I don't think I'll be doing that again. Then I met my partner, and our relationship has been just fun. That's how I explain it, it's just fun. We're always having fun, we're always laughing. We've had some crazy experiences together. Something also happened that summer though that caused me to kind of step back and like evaluate a lot of my relationships like around me, and I was like, god damn, like some of these people I don't want in my life anymore. I did a lot of filtering, you know, made room for the people that do deserve to be in my life and I want in my life. So yeah, it felt good to do that. A little cleanse, a little clean. I started this job and I really do enjoy it, but something took a toll throughout January and February where my mental health just like plummeted to the ground. I didn't know what was causing it. I didn't know. Obviously I'd been doing a lot of healing from different things that had happened to me throughout the summer and 2024, and I think, you know, I opened up a lot of things that weren't healed, so I was going through that and healing myself and healing the relationships around me. I just found myself in this really dark pit. I had no passion for anything. The burnout was like, there was nothing. There wasn't even ashes left to salvage. I was completely burnt out. I had no desire to do anything. Just even getting up every day was just like such a mission, and I wasn't taking care of myself as well. And it's just like, I am someone who loves, as you saw by this intro, I'm extra. I will do everything extra to take care of myself, like smelling good and making sure that my hygiene is like top tier, like making myself look good and presentable, because that's what makes me feel good. You know, I abandoned that for so long. Like I always say, I know it's so stupid and pathetic, it sounds ridiculous, but I always feel myself when I've got my nails done. I don't know what it is, it's just it makes me feel more confident. I talk a lot with my hands, as you can tell. They just make me feel like my most confident, highest self, and I'm like, you know, it makes me happy. I even stopped doing that, and that's something that I like. Getting my nails done was luxury to me. You know, I do everything else myself. You know, I've always done my hair myself. I've only once been to a professional hairdresser in my life, and I was 8 years old. So I do everything myself. I even attempted to do my acrylics myself, but they were appalling. They were awful. So this is like the thing that I would treat myself to once a month, and I just abandoned everything. Like, even my appetite, and I didn't know what was going on. I just felt myself getting deeper and deeper, and I was like, how am I meant to get out of this kind of thing? And I was making a checklist constantly, like, in my head around me. Is it this, is it that, is it this? Going through all the possibilities of what could be causing this, like, depression and anxiety. I went from having a panic attack to maybe once a month to once a week, every day, and then it was multiple times a day, and it was just like, I couldn't take it anymore. Like, I would literally go into the bathrooms at work and just have to calm myself down in a way, because I just felt panicky and, like, anxiety ridden all the time, and it was horrible. Like, I don't wish that feeling on anyone, because it feels like you are your own worst enemy, because in a way you are. But I was trying to be my own best friend, and I didn't understand how we got our lines crossed, you know? I am someone who does not talk about my emotions. Like, I will on here, because it's just me and you. It's me and a camera, you know? Like, I journal a lot, but like with my friends, I've always kind of been the mother friend or the therapy friend, whatever you want to call it, because I like to take care of the ones I love, and I was always the one that would give the advice and be the one that would listen, and I always felt bad then throwing my burdens on them, or like worries and things on them, because sometimes I would know how it would feel for people just to throw all their problems on you, and you'd be like, I can't take this anymore, I've got enough going on in my life, kind of thing. That I didn't want to do that to them. I love my friends, like the ones that I have chosen to stay in my life, obviously don't do that to me, otherwise they wouldn't be in my life. But yeah, I used to have people who would just like constantly just, every time it's just that, and I'm like, I want a friendship that's going to make me blossom and feel happy, not dreading to meet up with you. Do you know what I mean? I forgot what I was talking about. The brain fog has been unreal, I tell you that. So I finally told myself that I need to sort something out, because right now I'm struggling and I can't take it anymore. So I went to the doctors and talked with a therapist, mental health kind of nurse. She put me on some medication, said, you know, trial it for a month, and if it works, it works. And I was like, cool, great. At the same time, I was also dealing with a lot of stuff with my health. So I was doing constant visits back and forth to doctors and hospitals, getting tested for PCOS, endometriosis, all those kind of things. So I was getting scans and bloods taken on the regular. Nothing was too concerning, you know, nothing showed up. So I was just, you know, still under investigation, trying to find out what is wrong with my body. At the same time, I was still working on all this medication, and still feeling awful and crap every day. I listened to my doctor and took myself out of work for a period of time to focus on my health and just like trying to get myself better, because my job, it can be very mentally draining. My job can be a lot and stressful, and I would come home every day with a splitting headache because I would just overwhelm and stress myself out. So yeah, I took myself out of work. The doctors advised it and said, you know, take a step back from everything and focus on yourself and your health right now, which felt very weird because I really do enjoy the job. At the same time, it's physically and mentally draining me so badly that I don't know if I carry on, I might just, you know, I don't know what that was, but take what you will. I also turned 21, and even on my birthday I was on a lot of medication, and I couldn't drink because of all the medication I was on. I don't actually really remember my 21st birthday. I'd love to say it's because I got blackout drunk, but it's not. I was just on so much medication that my head was somewhere else. But I did have a really nice day, what I can remember, and the photos and videos I took. I spent it with my family and friends, and just surrounded myself with good people, which is how birthdays should be celebrated. January, I hit 4 months without a period, which to me is quite common, because again, I said I was being tested for PCOS and endometriosis, because I don't really have regular periods. I go through phases where I do and then I don't, and it's just, I put it down to stress, all the new medication I've been on, all these things going on in my life. It was just a very stressful time. My mental health wasn't the greatest, so I just put everything down to that. I was getting really bad like symptoms like nausea and headache, fatigue and appetite loss, all this stuff. But at the same time, they were also symptoms of all the medication I was on, so the doctors just said it's just that. take more medication to cover the symptoms of that medication. Literally just back and forth on different medications, trying what I could to get better. Still going through scans and blood tests. February 15th, which was Valentine's weekend, which sucked. It really did. I did have a really lovely Valentine's Day, luckily, but the next day it kind of went south. Is that south? I don't know. I started bleeding, and you know, I was like, yay, my period's finally here. I'm having a period, great, my body's working. And then the next day it got heavier. Like, I was feeling a pad every 30 minutes, and if you're a girl, you're gonna know that's a lot. And I was passing, I know this is very TMI, but this is for the women of this channel and the men that want to be educated, but yeah. And I was passing a lot of horrible things. I'm just gonna say that because I don't want to say the word because it's uncomfortable now. I don't know why, but it just is. I just assumed, you know, it's my first period in 4 or 5 months. I'm gonna be, you know, there's gonna be a backlog, I'm just having a heavy period and all this build up from not having one for 5 months, you know. And then I phoned the doctors because it was just getting worse and worse, and I was like, you know, I was in such bad pain. I was like, something's not right. And you know, you just know when your body's not right. You know something's off. I phoned the doctor in the morning. He said, okay, do a pregnancy test and then phone us back later. So I did, and immediately it came up as a very strong positive, and then I immediately took another one because I was like in disbelief. It immediately again showed up with a strong positive, and I was like, just remember crying and shaking, and I was like, I didn't know what to do. And then at that moment in time I was like, oh, so that is what this is. I threw up a couple times, and the nausea and the headaches and all these symptoms that I thought were medication, they were also pregnancy symptoms. I do pregnancy tests once a month just to be safe. Every single one was negative. I went for ultrasound scans, obviously because they were testing me for PCOS and all that. They found a cyst on my womb, but it was a small one, and they said that it's nothing. And yeah, that was all. That's all they saw in the scan, was a cyst on my womb and nothing concerning. It came as a very big shock that I was pregnant, and I immediately had to go into hospital. The doctors had gynecologists and all sorts of people waiting for me there, and it was just, I genuinely felt like I had been abducted by aliens, and I was just being tested on because I was having tests and scans and all these random people coming in these rooms and curtains and these hospital lights, and it was just such an out-of-body experience. I was having all these tests and scans done, but no one's telling me anything. I'm in this hospital, I know nothing, I'm bleeding heavy, I'm in so much pain, I'm like sleep deprived, and it was horrible. They wanted me to stay the night. They were worried about how much I was bleeding, and my hormone levels were like through the roof, and they weren't sure if I was having an ectopic pregnancy. They were like telling me all these things it could be, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like a lot to take in. Like, I only just found out I'm pregnant, like, whoa. And you know, everyone was just kept telling me like different things, and I was just, I don't know what's going on. I just remember going home after being at the hospital for like a ridiculous amount of time, and honestly I just like, I could not process what was going on. But they said I had to wait 3 days for another scan because they were all booked up. Like, there was nothing they could do. And you know, over those days I was still bleeding and cramping and in so much pain, and I was having these horrible side effects. I had a scan which confirmed I was having a miscarriage, and yeah, there was just, I had a miscarriage, and there's not much anyone could have done. You know, even the doctors are baffled at how the baby didn't show up in scans from the previous month or tests, because they said I was about 9 weeks along. They said it could have been anywhere from 9 to 20 weeks, but they said they think it's about 9, which is just crazy that I was pregnant for over 2 months, almost 3 months, and I had no clue. It was so much just to take in, to like, one, find out I was pregnant, to also having to take in that I'm losing it. Like, I had lost it before I could enjoy it. I know, like, I believe the universe and the angels above have divine timing for everything. And I know personally right now I'm not ready for a kid because I just have so much I want to do. I want to build my career. I just want to focus on myself and get myself better. And I want to be like financially stable and everything like that before I even think about having a kid. Because, you know, don't get me wrong, like every woman, I can't wait to experience pregnancy and having kids and things like that. Like that's like almost every woman's dream, but I know right now it's not my time, and that's okay. Just knowing that me and the person I love made a life and it was just taken before I got to enjoy it. It's been very sad. I didn't want to cry in this video. It's just been scary. It's been very scary. Oh my god, it's been scary, and I've never felt so vulnerable about anything in my life, because as much as I had such a great support system, like my partner and my family, my mum and my friends, they were there for me through every second of it and supporting me the best they could, but it's just like, at the same time it was so lonely because nobody knew, well, nobody like knew what to do or how to talk to me, or, you know, it felt like a lot of people were walking on eggshells around me because they didn't want to like upset me or hurt me, which I understand because it's hard and it's an awkward subject sometimes to talk about because you don't know how the person's going to respond to it. In a way, I'm kind of glad that some people didn't bring it up because it's triggering, and I'm still not, you know, this happened 2 weeks ago, so I'm still due some scans just to make sure everything's okay and I've passed everything safely. If not, I have to have surgery or medication too. This last year, I have felt like I've been tested so many damn times. I felt so angry at the world for so long because it's like I thought something was wrong with me, you know. My body was just, I was waking up feeling so ill every day. My appetite was gone, and it was just like I was lost and I was so burnt out, and I didn't know what to do or where to go or who to go to because I was just so used to going through things and experiencing things kind of like alone and to myself. But something like this, I couldn't, and it's just been very scary. It's been a very weird time. I feel like I'm grieving hard because I feel like people aren't going to stand why I'm grieving. Do you know what I mean? I think the upsetting thing as well is like the fact that I was that far along and I didn't enjoy it or anything. And it's just like I didn't think that the first time I got pregnant it would be an experience like this. I think within the last 2 weeks I felt every emotion imaginable, which kind of led to me feeling a bit numb because I was scared to process it all, and I still, you know, am processing it all. You feel guilty and all these different things at the same time, and you just don't know how to feel, and I don't know how to act around other people because like I find myself getting happy and then, oh, like this is a dark time, like I shouldn't really be happy, and it's like, no, you should. You can still live life and have fun. Just because these bad things have happened to you, it doesn't mean that you should hold back. It's that moment when we realise we should be living life to the fullest. It's weird because it's been such a dark time, but it's made me realise and appreciate the light so much more. Going through that, it's in a weird way, kind of brought me back to life. I was so lost for so long and still, you know, going through it because my hormones are still crazy. They're going from up here to down here, so they're like, whoa. It's just been weird. It's been just like, someone keeps like asking like how I am, what I'm feeling. Like I genuinely don't know. I'm still figuring things out, and that's okay. Now I'm ready to focus on the things I enjoy and I love. I'm ready to put me first. Honestly, I'm ready to put me first. Like, oh my god, I'm so tired standing in a queue to give myself attention. No. Like, I feel so grateful, and in a way I felt like this was kind of a sign from the universe, you know, because I was convinced I couldn't have kids. I, you know, didn't have regular periods, and I was getting tested for PCOS and endometriosis, worried that I'd be told I can't have kids. That would have just been my worst nightmare because my mum got told that. However, she got 3 miracle babies. That's 6 free miracle babies, and I just know that when the time's right, it will happen. Just like everything else in life. And I know that the universe gave me this as a little like, look, your body can do that. So stop stressing about it and just enjoy your time, because it will come. When I'm ready, when my partner's ready, when the world is ready, it will come. And I'm just learning to have fun again. that's what it is. I'm learning to have fun again and enjoy time more, using my time more thoughtfully, just enjoying everything, like even listening to the birds singing in the morning and now as the sun sets, it makes me want to cry. That's my hormones. That's my hormones again. And as of now, I figuring a lot of things out with my career, my life, where I want to go. I've just taken a step back for a while, but now I'm ready to storm forward. I'm gonna be like a tornado. I'm gonna be like a tornado, okay? You won't be able to stop me. I've moved too many mountains. I have faced the darkness, shook its hand and gave it the middle finger and walked back up the stairs to the light. And that was hard. Let me tell you, that was hard, but we did it. We are doing it. We're in the process of doing it. And I just want you to know, if you've experienced anything that I've just spoke about, first of all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry because it's painful. It's been very painful, but it's also been a big learning experience, and in a weird way I'm grateful for what it's taught me. It's made me excited about life again. I hope this video turns out well, because I do genuinely want to upload this one because I feel good about it. It feels right. I've had all these failed attempts and months of burnout and just nothingness. I'm ready. I'm ready to return to the world, and I'm ready to be Marni again because I've missed her. Oh my god, girl. She was gone for a while. She was taking a long nap. She was hibernating, but she's back now. She's back now. And like I said, I'm gonna be like a tornado. So you're gonna wish I didn't come back, okay? Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I have missed you guys so much. I'm back and I have a lot of exciting content coming. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Follow me on all my socials for updates and behind the scenes, and you can even get involved in future videos with me. I post a lot on TikTok and Instagram, so definitely check me out over there. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Comment down below the best piece of advice you've ever been given. Mine is personally something I quote every day. It's a bad day, not a bad life. Because it's true, we get these bad days and we think, oh, my life sucks. No, it doesn't. It's just a bad day, okay? Your life's amazing, and you need to realise that. And if it's not, make it amazing, okay? Make it worthy. Because I can't wait to be 70 years old talking to my grandkids about all the stories and crazy things I've experienced through life, and show them how much life is fun and it should just be surrounded by love and goodness. I just want to inspire and help people. So if I did with this video, thank you, just to raise a bit of awareness would be great and so rewarding, because now that I've been through it, I know how lonely it can be. I never want anyone else to feel that way. So please, if you are struggling right now, reach out to me, privately DM me, and I will 100% get back to you, because you guys mean the world to me, and I want to be your big sister, your advice giver, your escape from reality, because that's why I do this. It's a little escape for me and you. So again, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. So much content is coming, so subscribe and join the family, because we always have a good time here. This is just a more serious video. Like the video because apparently it helps me out. I don't know if that's true. It's what YouTubers say, so give it a try. Let's test it. And yeah, I literally love you guys so much. Stay safe, be true to you, and I love you so much. I'm back. Goodbye.